All right, so reading in Genesis today, 24:16. Basically, what's going on is Abraham. Sarah's passed away. Abraham is in his old age, and he wants to find a wife for his son Isaac. And so he calls in his senior servant and says, "Go back to my homeland and find a wife for my son. I don't want him to marry, the woman from here." So servant gets up, heads back to his homeland, and when he's there, he starts to pray and says, "God, help me to be successful in finding a wife for Isaac." And Scripture's really interesting. It says that even before he finished praying, I love the idea that God knows our hearts even before we know that God knows what we're about to pray. Even before we prayed, He knows what we need before He said the whole thing. But the part that struck me was that right after that, pretty much that as he's praying, Rebekah comes to the well, and then there's a whole story where Scripture says right there in 16, Rebekah was very beautiful or extremely beautiful, and it just hit me that the judgment that most people have towards finding a wife or finding a woman is for her to be beautiful. And so here he is, he's praying, he opens his eyes, and he sees her coming, and she's beautiful, and he doesn't instantly say she's the one. Like the external beauty wasn't the judgment that he had as far as why that needed to be Isaac's wife. Instead, he waited. He stopped, and not only was she beautiful externally, but she was beautiful internally, where Rebekah then goes and starts feeding all of getting him water, and then feeds all the camels water, and goes through that whole thing, and then he makes the decision. You know what? This girl's got it. She's not only externally beautiful, but she's beautiful internally as well. She's a servant. She's willing to do all of those things, and so my thought is just, especially for young people who are one, male and female, looking for men looking for a wife. Don't just look externally. Just because she's beautiful externally does not mean that she's got it all together on the inside. Watch the character. Look for the character. Who you choose to be your wife needs to be beautiful on the outside and on the inside. And that also goes for young women. Don't just look at the outside of a man, but look at his inside. And in this, our culture that we live in, as far as women, sometimes we may feel that women, especially young girls, may feel that they don't measure up to what our culture and our society says beauty is. And don't look to the outside, just at what you've got going on externally, but really your true beauty is what's on the inside of you. And I just thought that was really interesting to see that right there in Scripture, that whole idea of the external beauty and internal beauty. So there you go.